Let's be honest. Neurosurgery has to be one of the most demanding jobs in medicine. So what drives someone to take that incredible skill and focus it on the most vulnerable patients of all, children? Well, today, we're going to explore the mission of a pediatric neurosurgeon, Dr. Joseph Manusek, to find out exactly that. We often think of doctors as the heroes in the story. But for Dr. Manusek, the real lesson, the real inspiration, comes directly from his patients. So he poses this question: what can we learn from the bravest patients? And believe me, the answer is what defines his entire career. And here's his answer. He says that children are, quote, incredibly resilient, very brave, and they're very honest when it comes to medicine. Now, this isn't just a nice-sounding sentiment. It's the core belief that actually led him to pediatric neurosurgery in the first place. And that brings us to our first key idea here: a patient's courage. Because for Dr. Manusek, everything he does starts not with the diagnosis or a chart, but with the person he's treating. This whole perspective is what fuels his professional mission. He chose to work with children specifically because of that unique mix of resilience, bravery, and just unfiltered honesty they have, even when they're facing unbelievable challenges. So how does that motivation actually translate into practice? Okay, now we're moving from the why to the what, the complex neurological frontier that Dr. Manus navigates every single day. And the scope of his work is just huge. He handles all structural neurologic issues in his patients. That covers everything from disorders of the spinal fluid and the brain itself, all the way down to the spine and even the peripheral nerves. This is where we really get to the heart of his approach. It's about so much more than a diagnosis or an image on a scan. It's about the guiding philosophy behind every single decision he makes. This quote right here, it just says it all. It cuts right through all the medical jargon. To Dr. Manusek, a patient is never ever just a scan or a file or a list of symptoms. That one belief, it changes everything about how he cares for them. So here it is in a nutshell, his philosophy of care: to take care of patients as a whole. He emphasizes that every patient is an individual, a unique person, not just another case to be solved. This holistic view is absolutely central to his entire practice. Of course, a philosophy like this can't exist in a vacuum. You can't do it alone. It requires what you might call a collaborative cure, because this kind of mission is a total team effort. Dr. Manusek really stresses that treating these complex disorders needs collaboration at every single level. That teamwork starts with the parents and the patient. From there, it extends through the whole clinic and right into the high-stakes environment of the operating room. Ultimately, healing is a shared responsibility. He actually loves the team aspect of his work, collaborating with other physicians and all the staff involved in a patient's journey. Because success isn't just about one surgeon's skill, it's about the strength of that entire team. So when you bring all of this together, his philosophy, his respect for the patient's courage, the teamwork, you really arrive at the ultimate meaning behind his work, a profound sense of privilege and honor. He literally calls his role both a privilege and an honor. He understands that families are putting their absolute trust in him during what is often the most difficult, most vulnerable time in their lives, and he takes great pride in that responsibility, finding it incredibly rewarding. And finally, his personal mission connects to something much bigger. As part of the team at Boys Town National Research Hospital, his goal isn't just to help his own patients, but to help push the entire field of neurosurgical care forward for all children. And that brings us full circle. Dr. Manusek's story shows us that true healing is so much more than a successful surgery. It's about courage, it's about individuality, and it's about teamwork. And it leaves us with a simple but really profound question. In our most vulnerable moments, what does it truly mean to heal?